Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. A very good evening. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Sallallahu ala Muhammad. I start in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. And peace be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Tirmizi Al-Shirfi from Association of Muslim Professionals, and I welcome you all in this wonderful session of employability training program on interview skills and techniques by our expert speaker, Mr. Rahil Khan. So to begin with the session, I would request my colleague, Mr. Ehsan Chishti, to take over the session from here. Thank you. Yes, Ehsan.
Hello everyone, this is Ehsan Chishti. I'm the host for today. I would now share a small presentation about the introduction of AMP India Foundation. India Foundation is a not-for-profit organization registered under the Section 8 of Companies Act 2013. These are the few initiatives and the projects which AMP India Foundation is working into: education and vocational training, employment support, medical relief, economic empowerment, student mentorship and guidance. Employment Assistance Cell. We all are witnessing AIF success as one of the most admirable national level NGO, striving for 3 E's: education, employment and empowerment. Keeping in mind AIF's core objective of supporting the underprivileged, promoting education and creating economic empowerment, AIF has launched a special project with the name of AIF Employment Assistance Cell during its initial stages of formation. Today, it is one of the core projects of AIF. Our major EAC activities include, but are not limited to, conducting job fairs, job drives, employability training programs, skill training courses. Job fairs. Job fair is one of the flagship project of AIF, and we have successfully organized 43 job fairs till date. Every job fair has participation of minimum 50 companies and 2000 plus candidates. AIF has organized job fairs in the past in collaboration with Thane Police, Aurangabad Police, West Bengal Minority Finance Development Corporation, Andhra Pradesh State Minority Finance Corporation, and other reputed NGOs. These government organizations and NGOs collaborate with AIF as local partners and take care of the local ground promotions in the job fair arrangements. AIF invites corporates like TCS, Asian Paints, Reliance Group, Cafe Coffee Day, McDonald's, Team Lease, Tech Mahindra, and other reputed corporates in the job fair. Job drives. Job drives are similar to job fairs but are organized on a smaller scale. In a job drive, we invite about 2 to 3 corporates who have specific openings. We conduct job drives every week throughout India in collaboration with consultancies and NGOs, and through the help of our chapters. Employability training programs. AIF's employability training program, or ETP, has been developed to assist job seekers find the right job at the right place at the right time and to become the right fit in a present day modern organization. Our ETP trainers are seasoned professionals who have in-depth understanding of employability training and are committed to investing their valuable time, resources, and knowledge in grooming the candidates. Skill training company tie-ups. AIF has partnered with reputed skill training companies like Tata Trust, Whirlpool, Tech Mahindra Foundation, etc. AIF has mobilized candidates for various skill development courses like AC technician, mobile repairing technician, and solar engineering under Skill India mission in centers all across India. Our achievements under employment assistance: 43 plus job fairs, 9 online job fairs, 275 plus job drives, out of which 6 online job drives, 220 plus employability training programs, out of which 18 online ETPs. Till now, AIF has placed 25,000 plus candidates. New initiative of AIF, empowerjobs.com, connecting right talent with right opportunity. Empowerjobs.com was launched on 6th December 2020. It is a unique job portal with comprehensive offerings introduced by AMP India Foundation for job seekers, especially those hit by COVID pandemic. Thank you, everyone. I would now like to introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Mr. Rahil Khan. He is the academic head at Jamia College of Pharmacy, Akalkua. He has an overall experience of 13 years in industry and academia. He is a certified master trainer. I would now like to welcome Mr. Rahil Khan to please start with today's employability training program. Rahil sir.
Uh, let's start with this particular workshop on interview skills and techniques. Now, why we are studying these things? The first thing is, first is that when everyone or anyone wants to do a job, first and foremost thing is that he or she would be able to grab it. And currently, as we all know that the students are studying various streams like engineering, pharmacy, medicine, art, and different. But as per the global survey from entrepreneurs, all the entrepreneurs in the world, whether it is Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or anyone, they all say one particular thing, and that particular thing is that whether the people are job ready or not. That means that whether you have lots and lots of technical knowledge in your own stream. If you are an engineer, you are an engineer, you have good knowledge in terms of electronics and telecommunication, or mechanical, or electrical engineering, or you are good knowledge in medicine, or you are very good in terms of literature or any other stream. But it is all about whether you are job ready or not, and it all depends on the employability skills. And that's why we all have gathered over here, and I am here to explain you in this brief time regarding what skills and employability skills are. So let's start with the first thing. First, your resume. Your resume is what? It is basically an advertisement of your own self. When you see a job, you do not go directly to the employer. Okay, so this is the first stage to applying towards a job. So you have to make a resume in that particular sense, that which is having a flawless format and which should not have grammatical and spelling mistakes. Now let me give you a very small introduction about resume itself. Resume is a French word which means a small summary, and there is a difference between resume and most of the students have heard about curriculum vitae, which is in short known as CV. A CV is basically the summary of a person's life, and which is made for basically the people who are very experienced, like the people who have more than 5 or 10 years of experience, or maybe 20 years of experience, while the resume is made for a fresher. Okay. Now, your resume should also be tailored to the specific job for which you have applied and should emphasize relevant work experience and academic qualification. That means in your resume, what you are going to do, you are going to write the objective according to the job you are applying for. Say you are applying for a sales position. So your objective should be correlating with the sales profile. Okay. If you are applying for a job into production, your objective should be linked with production kind of activity. So these are the basic things which they should be there in your resume. Another thing, you should mention your qualification, academic qualification, because you are a fresher and you should make your qualification. Now qualification should go first your final year, whatever you are doing, whatever you have done, like post graduation or graduation. The final year's CGPA mark into first column. Then comes second, your higher secondary, that is HSC, and then the SSC. So from SSC onwards, you are going to share the academic qualification, not more than that. You should not write, 10th or 9th, only 10th up till 10th standard. You should not mention what you have gathered in your 9th standard. So this is the basic format. Then among those hundreds of applications for a job, if your resume and cover letter are strong enough, it will prompt a potential employer to invite you for an interview. Now what is it? as I have mentioned that this resume is nothing but a kind of your own advertisement. Okay. So if you are applying for a job with a great resume, the employer, when they see, and we call it as a 30-second rule, it only requires for a particular employer 30 seconds time to whether shortlist a list a resume or to throw it in a dustbin. So your resume should be so much strong that if when the employer is going to see that resume, he or she should call you immediately. Okay. Next, the types of interview. Now there are various types of interviews based on the need and the criteria and of course the situation. Like currently we all know all the things are going online. Why? Because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So there are various kind of interviews like one-on-one interview when the employer and the employee and means the candidate, they sit alongside and the employer asks the question. Then there is called as screening. Screening is something, several resumes go to the employer, then they shortlist some few resumes and they call, from 100, they call the 10 candidates for the interview. So this is the screening part. Then there is phone interview, that is called as telephonic round of interview. Then there are panel interviews where a member of panel, a panel members are sitting to interview the candidate. Then there are group interview, like the group discussions and all. Then task or technical. Task or technical kind of interview are something wherein the candidates are asked to perform a specific task. Suppose if you are going to apply for a job which requires some Excel activity. I guess the students are able to understand Microsoft Excel, wherein you do various kind of formula, you put various formula over there, you make a table, you make various data over there. So if it requires that kind of job requirement, so the candidate is asked by the employer to do a particular task on that particular part. Okay. Then there are video or Skype interviews. Like currently we are using this Zoom technology, and which is an online technology. So nowadays most of the interviews are also going online because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's been accepted. So these are the types of interviews. Then we are going to understand the pre-interview preparation. Now these pre-interview preparations are very essential. Why? Because let me give you a very small example. Most of the people are using smartphones over here, and when they want to buy a particular smartphone, before that they just go and Google various kind of things, like what are the current configurations of mobiles which are available in the market, what is the price, what is the the software in that particular mobile and all. Similarly, you have to prepare prior to going to an interview. You have to do various preparations. That is called as pre-interview preparation. Amongst them, first and foremost thing is research the organization. Whichever organization you are applying for. Suppose a person is applying for Microsoft, a person is applying for Apple, or a person is applying for TCS, or a person is applying for Reliance, or any company, Amazon, blah blah blah. They have to have gather the information regarding the company's establishment, when the company was established, who's the founder of that company organization, who's the current CEO of this organization, what are the basic ethics in the company, what are the milestones of this particular organization. Milestone means what the company or the organization did in past a decade or since its inception. Okay, and what is the market value of this particular organization. So this is called as the research of the organization, and of course the products or the services. So there are two different things. If there is an organization, they may be involved in either of the two or both of the two things. Either the company is having products, various kind of products, or the company may have services. Like, let me give you the example. Amazon is basically a service provider, while Microsoft which is a company which is selling the computer softwares and computer parts, as well as they are providing the service as well. So it is dealing in both the sectors. So this is called that how you are researching an organization. Next is who are you meeting? That is whom you are going to meet with. Whether you are going to meet the general manager of the company, or the manager of the company, or the HR of the company. So you should actually know about them, that what their designation is and how you are going to prepare accordingly. Then ask for further advice. That is what you should ask other people in your network, that whether they can be your senior in the college, or they can be your mentors, they can be your teachers, they can be your faculty members, that I am going for this particular kind of a job, and this job requires this job description. So what I have to do? So you can prepare yourself. Then comes plan ahead. You should plan everything ahead. Prepare 2 to 3 questions to ask the interviewer. That is, you should prepare yourself, that what the interviewer is going to ask, and also what you are going to ask to the interviewer. That means if the interviewer asks you whether you are going to relocate to a particular place, like most of the jobs are there in Mumbai or in Nagpur or in Pune. So, and if you are living somewhere else in a small town, so the interviewer may ask you that whether you are going to relocate or not. So you should have your answer ready, that you are able or not. Then dress for the occasion. This is a very crucial part, because ultimately, if you are not dressing well, the interviewer is going to judge you within 60 seconds. The moment you enter into the interviewer's cabin, it will require only 60 seconds for the interviewer to judge you. And amongst them, the first thing is your dressing sense. So if you are going for an interview, you should be in a very neat and clean clothes, specifically formal clothing. Formal clothing means currently I can see various people who are dressing up in a dress, like they also call them formal clothes, but they are dressing in a very fit kind of clothing currently, which are available in the market. So you should actually avoid those kind of clothes. You should you should choose the clothes very particularly in terms of formality, like a black pant and a white shirt, or a sky blue shirt, plain. These kind of dresses are, very considered very formal and very decent, and with a tie and shoes. Shoes, if you are wearing, you should wear black shoes, black formal shoes, leather shoes. Okay, never ever wear brown shoes when you are going for interview. Okay, wear a very kind of smart watch, not smart in terms of your digital watch. Smart watch means a leather stopwatch, a very decent one. Have a pen in your pocket, that too not a very flashy one, kind of decent pen in your pocket. And you should not have various stuff in your hand. You should only have the folder which have your resume and your credentials. That means your qualification, your experience certificate, your degrees, your diplomas, certificates, and all. That's it. Then be on time. This is after dressing well from the house itself. You are going for the interview. You should be on time. On time means either if the interview is at 9 o'clock in the morning, you should reach the place 10 to 15 minutes before that. Okay, you should not get late. Always avoid the getting late to any places, specifically if it's your interview, because if you are going to get late, the interviewer will have this particular thing in mind, that this particular person is do not have any kind of adaptation to the timing and punctuality. That's why the interviewer may reject you on first time. Next thing is minimize distraction. That is what, once you are entering the employer's chamber, your interviewer's chamber, the person who is going to interview you, you should be keeping yourself very calm, composed, and do not get distracted. Like there may be some kind of voices outside. There can be other people who are sitting and doing other kind of work. So you should not get distracted with those kind of things. Make yourself calm, composed, and concentrate yourself towards only the interviewer and his or her question. Next thing is, first impression is the last impression, as we all know. So whenever you are going to meet the interviewer, firmly talk to them, and you should, compose your body language very well. You should not have the body language which depict you in negativity. So this is the next point, and basically the biggest point, that interview gives you the chance to place your impression perfectly. So here is the main crux which I have shared with you, that number one thing is research the organization. Number two, then research who you are going to meet. Then ask for the further help or advice from your seniors, from your teachers, or the people who are working in the similar kind of industry. Then plan ahead, dress for the occasion. That is, you should dress formal clothes and all. Be on time, means you have to reach the particular place on time. Minimize the distraction. Do not get stressed. Do not get tensed. You should have to, be in a calm and composed self. Then this is the first impression which you are going to put on your interviewer and your employer, which should be as good as it can get you a job. And next thing is good luck. Dress for success. As we have already discussed this particular part, I am again going to showing you this particular picture, that conservative dark suits, formal for man, sari or salwar kameez for the woman, and no visible body piercing. Most of the boys even have these kind of things right now, that they have body piercing, tattoos, and all those kind of things. So you should not have these things. Then polished closed-toe dress shoe. As I have already mentioned you, that black formal shoes which have laces, those are best suited for a formal occasion. For women, females, they should not wear flashy and trendy jewelry, so it can minimize the distraction as well. Then conservative hairstyle. You should not have. I have seen most of the youngsters right now. They have kind of dhoni cut and other stuff like side parting and all. You should have a conservative hairstyle. So small hair with nicely combed, parted kind of hairstyle. So that is actually good for formal occasions. No strong cologne or perfumes. I have seen various people, they wear kind of perfumes or attar or colognes which is very strong, and most of the employers or the interviewers, they do not like it. Some people even are allergic to them. So wear a perfume, but it should not have that kind of strong aura which can disturb your opponent. Then well groomed, you should have very groomed self, minimum makeup, and as I have already explained, that your clothes should be pressed, ironed and all, clean. So this is the way you should dress up for the interview. Then how to shake a hand. As we always know, it is called as a man's handshake. And why is it called that? Because your handshake should be firm enough. As you can see in the picture, that you should smile and make eye contact whenever you are meeting to someone. And of course, do not place your hand first. If you are going for an interview, when the interviewer gives his hand first, then extend your hand. Okay. Do not extend first your hand towards interviewer. Okay. This is the first rule. Then when you are shaking the hand, your handshake should be perfect, firm. Do not press it too hard, or do not, make it very lump, a lump kind of hand. Do not make it lump. So it should be like this, and it should be only for 2 to 3 seconds. So this is how you should shake your hand, which is a kind of body language. Next, as I have mentioned, body language. 67% of the hiring, when the employer, as I have mentioned, they see you walking towards his chamber, into his or her chamber, 67% of the body language is observed in this particular, interview. So 26% of applicants in an interview get rejected because they fidget too much. What does that mean? Fidget. Fidgeting means, shaking the hand too much or shaking legs too much. This is called fidgeting. So 20% of the candidates are rejected because they fidget too much. 67% of the candidates of hiring managers cite lack of eye contact. As I have mentioned, you should have good eye contact. If you do not have good eye contact, you may get rejected. Then 20% of the interviewers will reject candidates who give weak handshake. As I have mentioned, you should have firm handshake. You should not have a lump or kind of weak handshake. Then 39% of the interviewers are put off if a candidate fails to smile. So this is the biggest thing, that you should have a smiling face. But a smiling face does not mean that you should show your teeth, all the 32 pair of teeth towards your employer. You should smile. Okay. Next. Sorry. Do's and don'ts, as you know. What you should do in the interview and what you should don't in the interview. Number one is carry one item only, as I have already mentioned with you, that you should have only one item with you. It could be your bag, a backpack, or a briefcase, which should only contain the necessary items like your documents, your resume, and other stuff. Then don't. Then the shoes count. Many employers say the last thing they remember is the back of a candidate's shoe. That is what? That you should have the shoe which should not have noisy, voicey kind of thing. Like, most of the shoes people wear, they have a kind of, tuck, 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 tuck kind of a noise. So your shoes do not have that kind of noise as well. Then sit slightly angled, as I have explained you. Angled means if you are sitting towards, as you can see in the picture, that in an angle way, sit an angle instead of directly. That you should sit in a particular kind of angle towards your employer. Then be confident, as I have mentioned. Do not fidget your body. Do not move your legs or hands warily, and sit properly. If you are standing, stand firmly. These are the do's which should you do in terms of an interview when you are going for an interview. Don't. What are the things which you should not do in the interview? Number one is smile nervously. That means some people are there who unintentionally smile because they get nervous. So you should not do that. Then purse your lips. Pursing your lips is called as making a fake kind of smile. Then contract or expand. That means if you are contracting your arms like this in this particular picture, it's actually in body language, it is termed, it may be like a person is fearing or maybe a person is angry. So it is in both the ways. So you should not contract your arm on your chest. It actually shows that you are actually fearing and you are making yourself secure, and which is a very wrong kind of body language. So this is one thing. And touch your face and hair. You should not touch your face and hair too much time. Okay. Try to get firm, calm, and composed. So these are the do's and don'ts in an interview which you should remember. Then how to answer common interview question, like tell me something about yourself, which is a common question. Now this particular question, when you go for an interview, this is the very first question, and in most of the interviews, the interviewer will ask this particular question: tell me something about yourself. If the interviewer is asking this particular question, you should be very concise in answering. That means be professional. You should not, summarize what you have done in your childhood, what you like, what your hobbies are, what your relations are, and all those things. Be professional. That your name, your place, your qualification. If you have some internship experience, you can share that particular kind of thing. Focus on one story to tell. As I have mentioned, you should, concisely make a particular 1 or 2 line story which you always, tell to every employer. Be concise, be specific, connect your story to the position. As I have mentioned, you should you should make a story which is actually relating to the position. That means if you are going for a sales job, you should make that kind of thing. If you are going for a production, you should make that kind of answer. Next, top 10 interview questions. What are the basic questions which is asked in a particular interview? Number one is, what do you know about this organization? As we have learned that you should research about the organization. So this is the first question, or maybe one of the questions which can be asked by the interviewer. Then why do you want this job? This is another tricky question, that why do you want this job? So you should not tell them that, yes, I want this job because it is having, kind of money which I want. You should actually mention a valid reason that why do you want this job? Because this is the job which you want to do, like a sales position which actually triggers your enthusiasm, or a production position which actually gives you a kick. So this is kind of the answer which you should have ready. Then give an example of a situation where you didn't meet your goals or objectives. Then give an example of a situation where you faced conflict or difficult problems. There can be, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? This is one another question. And I know because I have interviewed, and there are some candidates who become very over smart, and they answer like this, that I want to see myself in your position, sir, after 5 years, which is a very wrong notion, and which is very wrong answer as well. So where do you want to see yourself in next 5 years? Your answer should be very concise and very, prompt, that I want to grow with this growing organization and would like to build a rapport with the organization. What kind of answers are there? Then what would your current manager say are your strengths and weakness? If you are in a job, if you are not in a job, then you should not get this particular kind of question. Then why should we give you this position? Now this is another tricky question which employers can ask, that why they should hire you. So you should actually give them some qualities, the qualities which you have for this particular position. Then give us an example when you faced with a big challenge. This is another thing, like what is the challenge? So currently people can even give some kind of, challenging situation we all are going through, like this pandemic, what you have done, how, you have coped up with your studies, online activities and all. So do you like working in a team? Another question, because always understand that in organizations and in companies and in corporate world, you are not a single player. You have to be a team player. So you have to, learn how to work in a particular team. Then what is the first thing you would change if you were to start work here? So this is another very tricky question. So I should not, we should not give the answer like I will change the timing or like these kind of things. You should actually, answer very diplomatically. So these are the basic questions which you may get into a particular interview. Then prepare your task. As I mentioned, understand what skills the company considers critical to success. That means the particular company which they start, have the kind of this particular position is required. What are the critical skills which this particular company requires? So you should concentrate on that. Then write out stars for each skill on your resume. That means situation, task, action, and result. What is it? Now it is a method which is known as STAR. That is situation, a particular situation, whether it is your previous employer or whether it was in your internship, and the task. Task means a particular kind of work which was assigned to you. Then the action, that what action you did, whether you have corrected that particular correctly ended the task or you crashed that task. Then result. Result means whether you have got success into that particular task or whether you have failed in that particular task. So you have to mention these kind of prepare these kind of STAR method. Next, top interview questions asked, as we have already discussed into this. Then questions you should ask. What questions you should ask to the employer? Number one thing is, what do you like most about working for this company? Tell me about the culture. You can ask the employer that, sir, as you have asked to me, now I would just like to ask you that what are the that part that you are working with this particular organization with so many times. So the employer will be, glad that you are actually considering that particular interviewer loyal towards that particular organization. Then how I will be evaluated during my first 3 months. That means when you will be placed into your probation period, that is called induction period, means your first 3 months, then how you are going to be evaluated, like punctuality, then your task assigned, then your behavior, ethics, and all those things. Then why is this position vacant? You can even ask this question, but in very, concise way. Then why do you think job applicants chose to work here rather than your competitors? Like, you can ask regarding the salary things as well. What are the next steps? Then answering steps, as I have mentioned, maintain eye contact. You should maintain the eye contact with the interviewer. Then avoid saying fillers such as or basically these kind of things. You should avoid these kind of things while answering to your questions. Then smile properly, smile naturally. Do not fake a smile. Okay. Then be courteous and professional. That means you should be professional, and if your answer, if you are talking with somebody, then you should say, this is my answer, sir. If he or she is asking you a question or something, you should, if you don't know, say, sir, I don't know. So be courteous into your answering. Then tell stories, as I have always mentioned to you people, that you should, give some examples or a particular kind of concise story and all. Next, never say this in an interview. Now, what you should not say in an interview? Number one thing is, the primary reason for job hunting is that your present boss or manager is racist, sexist, unfair, very poor leader, or etc. etc. You should not actually speak bad things about your previous organization, your previous bosses, and previous people, because it actually gives a very bad kind of impression to the interviewer. Then this job is just one of the several for which you are applying and not your first. That means you should not mention that, sir, I have 10 different positions currently. This is one amongst them. So if you are going to select me. Otherwise, I have other options. You should not, go give that kind of attitude. Then you have an inside contact. Do not mention that you have a relative or a friend or somebody in this particular organization. Why? Because that is going to, be a kind of bad impression towards the interviewer. Then the biggest mistake, we have already discussed, I guess, this biggest mistake in an interview. And as I mentioned, never say these kind of things in your interview. Then the biggest mistake the people make, that they do not ask the questions to the interviewer. Means whatever the interviewer is asking, they answer the question, but they do not ask from their own self. So this is another thing which is very wrong. Then most of the people give book answers from the textbook, which is very wrong. Then being arrogant, as I have already discussed, that this is a very short kind of session which we are having today. So even your voice's quality, the tone, the accent, the volume of your voice, it can even give you the impression that whether you are arrogant or not. So always understand, be in a calm and composed manner, and always be prepared. Do not be unprepared for the interview, whether it is your first interview or whether it is your 100th interview. So be prepared in terms of your dressing, in terms of your research about the organization, in terms of your resume, in terms of your answering, in terms of your practice before the interview, all those things. Then ask the following questions. What are those? These questions are the dress code for the interview. Before going to the interview, if you have the chance, suppose you have a telephonic round of interview, then you can ask for this particular thing, because nowadays, before the interview, you may receive some call. So you can ask the dress code, you can ask the time, location, name of the interviewer. These all things are there. Then scout the interview location. That means scouting the interview location. That means you can, before the interview, you can plan how to go that particular place before time. Specifically in a place like Mumbai, that what is the shortest route and which is the fastest commutation process, like bus, taxi, or train. So do all those things. Then practical advice, use common sense during the interview. Turn off your phone. That is, if you are going for an interview, you should turn off your cell phone. Always take notes during the interview. Look confident and calm. Use the 50-50 rule. That means listen and answer. You should, communication is something, the biggest or the greatest part of the communication is listening. So listen the question first, wait for the question's completion, and then answer that particular question. Then your body language. Be aware of your body language at all times. Before going somewhere, even you can practice it in front of a mirror or with a friend or with your brother or with the person whom you feel very comfortable with. You can practice certain things, and he or she can advise you that whether you can use your body language in this particular way or not. Then wrap it up, and on a good note. Always thank the interviewer for their time. You can greet them, you can thank them, and if you really want the job, tell the interviewer in no uncertain terms. Okay, collect cards of everyone. That means if you are finishing the interview, you can take the interviewer's cards, visiting cards, and all. Then follow up. That means after completion of the interview and coming back to home, you can do the follow-up thing from email to right now on phones as well. Even now people are making WhatsApp groups for a particular job, so you can even ask to that particular WhatsApp chat as well. Then evaluation questions. Strongly agree. Now there are certain things which we want to ask with you, that this session increased your knowledge, whether this session increased your knowledge. On this particular note, we have finished our session, and then there are some questions which we want to ask you. So you can answer it in your chat box, that this particular session increased your knowledge or not. So if you are agreeing, on what extent you are agreeing. Strongly agree, B is agree, C is disagree, D is strongly disagree, or E is don't know. Then what to expect and how to prepare for an interview. This is the thing. And the presenter was well prepared. Whether I was prepared or not, you can tell in the chat box. This session should be repeated in future semesters. Whether you want these kind of sessions in future, if you want these kind of sessions, then we will definitely get back to you, and we can plan, bigger sessions for the people. And this is something from the Association of Muslim Professionals side, that is give back to the society. We want nothing from your side, just a good gesture. We have spent both time and effort to come here to guide for you your future. So hence when you have time, spend few hours and serve the community and society at large. So you can even, currently I am doing something which I should do. Being a professional, being an experienced person, being a academic head being on this particular position. So this is something I am actually sparing my time to the community, to the society, and I am sharing my expertise to people. So whenever you have, gathered those kind of expertise and qualities in yourself, we would like you to share the same thing to the community. Thank you very much once again. So here on this note, I am ending the screen sharing and coming back to the.
Yes, Rahil sir. Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, so there's some question from the students.
Yes,
It's
please.
a question by Ghazala Dilnawaz Khan.
Okay.
Kindly guide our girls how to boost their confidence when they appear for interview in any school.
In any?
In any school. In any
In
school.
any?
Yeah, I think the question is wrong.
Interview as a teacher.
In school for interview as a teacher, if they apply.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. For a teacher.
Yes, for a teacher.
Yeah, sure. So, Ghazala, my suggestion would be that I guess as you are talking about, confidence level, and I have seen confidence is much more greater in women than men. My personal, observation by seeing my mother, my sister, even my wife is currently. But if you are asking me how to boost your confidence level, you should prepare yourself. Confidence only comes with practice. There is no such kind of thing that something, can be instilled into ourselves. Like it is not, a kind of dose. It is not like vitamin B complex injection which can be given to anyone. Confidence comes from practice. Confidence comes from knowing something. So if you really want to do a job as a teacher, you should know the organization where you are applying for. You should know the roles and responsibilities of a teacher. You should know the subject. Teachers have different subjects. It could be art, it could be science, Hindi, Marathi, English, math, mathematics, anything. So you should be prepared for that particular thing. So if you are, practicing these things, you will definitely have build up your confidence as well. So hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir, sure. And sir, the same question is from Ghazala that the maximum number of our students wear hijab. So kindly let them know how to present themselves in hijab.
In hijab. Very
hijab,
nice
yes.
question. Very nice question, sister. Very nice question, Ghazala. My sister has asked this question that because of the community, because of our Sharia, the sisters are wearing, hijab. And let me give you, there is no such kind of thing that you cannot work into hijab. My wife is working since nearly 5 years and she is in hijab itself. She's working as a teacher currently. So there is no such kind of thing that you cannot work in hijab. If you are wearing hijab, wear it in a proper way. Do not wear, trendy kind of hijabs which are available in the market, which have, kind of jewelry or kind of, diamonds or something over there. Wear a proper hijab and be, in a decent kind of hijab. So employer will definitely, get you. There is no issue. People are working in hijab in various organizations, in corporates, as a teacher. They are working in healthcare, everywhere. So there is no issue into that. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And we don't have any more questions apart from this. So
Okay.
I think we should end our session here. And thank you very much for your precious time.
Thank you very much. And once again, I really would like to, apologize to my team of AMP, Hassan Bhai and Mr. Tirmizi, and of course to the participants because of minor technical glitches. I don't know how this happened because I have just shifted yesterday itself in this particular house, and because of the lockdown, I was unable to, find a particular kind of place where I can get good coverage of network. But inshallah, hopefully next time it is not going to happen with my fellow participants. So thank you.
Inshallah.
Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Assalamu alaikum.
Take care. Allah Hafiz.